going to answer Matthew Miller's question for week 4. He points to chapter 15, Schiffman's economic security chapter, and he talks about how this use of incentivizing and negotiating stood out to him because it seems to acknowledge a criminal activity, meaning that instead of punishing the criminal, steps have been taken to negotiate and come to a compromise between the criminal and an organization. Is this the best way to try and change the behaviors of the criminal, or does it reinforce their behavior? When I first read this question, the first thing that came to my mind was just the general principle, and the questions that I often hear even now in the news is whether or not you can work with terrorist groups. Is it okay to negotiate with terrorists, or is there a zero tolerance policy? And I think that's a really common question, especially among security policy things. I think for this, because we're talking about economic security, it's really a means to an end. So on page 220, Schiffman talks about how people are inclined to trade to gain wealth, and this allows for a suite of economic security policies. By analyzing an individual's actions and considering their system of incentives, policymakers can utilize economic goals to create agreements that are mutually beneficial. And later on he says, and to improve the living conditions of people throughout the world. So we're here, the goal is to improve these living conditions. Or later on he says, to create a more effective security policy. When that is the goal, I think the means, which is in this case negotiating with these groups and with these possibly criminal organizations or regimes, might justify the end, which, as this whole theory is, or this whole course is about, security theory and providing economic or other security to people in the world.